Hey y'all, today we need to talk about Taylor Frankie Paul and the perspective that most people are completely missing. Tate, Dakota, and Dakota's roommate Cru are being painted as the bad guys for releasing footage and making sure their voices are heard in the fight to end child exploitation. This narrative and smear campaign is being carefully curated in the comment section and through other creators as an agenda being pushed by ABC, a billion-dollar company.
I have not stopped thinking about the video Cru posted since he posted it yesterday, and I'm angry. I woke up angry today, and every single woman out there should be angry. You don't need to be a mother. You do not need to be in a toxic relationship. You don't need to be a victim of DV to be angry. This man is dangerous. He is repugnant. His behavior is despicable. This is a dangerous man.
So anyone who is supporting the videos that Cru keeps posting about Taylor, you are so about to be on the wrong side of history. This isn't just borderline obsession, this is obsession. And he's doing it because of his absolute hatred of women.
Taylor Frankie Paul has been granted a temporary restraining order against Cru.
ABC and Disney Plus are partner companies, so Taylor being the Bachelorette was a win-win for them because it merges viewers from two of their most successful shows. If Taylor goes down, then ABC loses out on a massive pile of money. So, in all honesty, Dakota, Tate, and Cru are basically risking their lives to speak up, and a social media hate train is being lobbied at them specifically to shut them up.
All right. Apparently Taylor's called me a murderer and a kidnapper and thinks that if she goes missing, it's going to be me. I've tried to be quiet. I've been told to be quiet, a lot of things, let it play out in court. This, I cannot just let play out. She's coming after me, my reputation, my family, my kid, everything.
Cru recently posted yet another video of Taylor freaking out and balling her fists up at Dakota. Surprisingly, the majority of comments were all in Taylor's defense. Let's take a look at the video and then we can see some of the comments.
Here she comes again. Let's see it.
Why are you filming
Let's
Dakota?
see it. Let's see it.
This is
No,
real.
no.
Why are
Yeah,
you
this
doing
is real.
this?
Oh, is it real
Why?
now? Oh, is it real
It
now?
is always been real.
Why? Why is it real? Why is it real?
Why are you doing
Wait,
this?
why is it real now? Because now you care.
It's always real.
It's always real. What about the?
Why are you filming?
Because what about the 120th time you've beaten me up and I've never done anything?
Why are you filming me?
Because now you know you can get caught, Taylor.
No, because this is real.
Stop.
Stop filming
If you
me. This
abuse
is
me,
real.
you're an abusive
is
person
real.
and I'm sick of it.
It's fine. It's real. Who
What's
are you
real?
gonna
What part's
show?
real? What part's real?
Show me.
What part's real?
All of this is real. What?
What? You abusing me?
All of this.
Say it, Taylor.
No, us.
Oh, you're not gonna say it now, huh? Because
You
you're
are
videoed.
disgusting.
No,
You're
it's
disgusting.
called. This is what.
This is
Oh, look how different you act now.
No, because why? Bring me
Yeah,
in.
look how different you act now when I
How
do
am I
this.
acting different?
Oh, you're not beating me up anymore.
Why are you filming
Well,
me?
I have a baby in my
Why are you
hands.
filming me? Stop.
Because I have every right to make you
Yes,
stop.
why?
Because this isn't okay, and I am not going to get in trouble for anything ever
I'm not
again.
trying to get you in trouble.
I don't care. I don't want you ever around me again. If this is how you act, Taylor,
Look at you. You're filming me. That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Get out. Go. Go.
No, don't act like you
No,
care
you're
now.
good.
Don't act like you
I
care
don't
now.
care now. Get out of my house.
Okay, good.
Go.
Yeah, I will.
Go.
The comments are saying, mind you, this woman was postpartum, ... I feel so bad for her. So when Dakota doesn't get what he wants, he releases a video. Another says, the more videos I see, the more I don't believe this man. And the last one says, I don't know, it's shady that these videos come out when rulings don't end in his favor. These comments seem pretty fishy to me, considering when I post videos talking about Taylor, I have a lot of viewers that are on the side of protecting the children. Another suspicious part about all of this is Cru's ex coming out on TikTok saying that he hates women.
So anyone who is supporting the videos that Cru keeps posting about Taylor, you are so about to be on the wrong side of history. Because what you should be asking is, what is the motive here? No, it is not to be a good friend to Dakota. If you go look at his TikTok right now, Taylor is basically his bio. All of these videos are about Taylor. This isn't just borderline obsession, this is obsession. And he's doing it because of his absolute hatred of women. And if you're wondering how I know that, we dated. And when I tell you that this man is not a good person, believe me. I have seen his absolute hatred for women. women. I have heard his absolute hatred for women, and it terrifies the fuck out of me that they have 2 little boys living in that house where it is on loop of how much they hate women. What he's doing with Taylor, he is getting off on the love of the game of abusing women. All this throwing Taylor under the bus for all this custody shit is real rich for someone who did not even have custody of their own son for the first year of his life. Real rich for someone who was not even allowed in the hospital room while your baby mama gave birth because her parents didn't want you in there. Because she didn't even want you in there. It's real rich coming from someone who says that you and your baby mama are in a good place after she said that you tried to rat poison her. After I've heard you continuously say how she's mentally ill, how she's the narcissist. And if it doesn't feel too good to have the things that you said privately in confidence out there, what do you think you're doing every time you are posting these videos? It doesn't feel too good. Here is a taste of your own medicine, because while you continuously keep bashing on Taylor at her weakest for the love of the game, I'm in a bit of a different spot. And before you say, oh, you and baby mama are in a good place now after allegedly trying to rat poison her, yeah, that's how the cycle of abuse works. I hope one day she breaks free. And before you try to send me a cease and desist for defamation, for it to be defamation, it has to be untrue. And I have the evidence of you being both verbally and emotionally abusive to me. What you guys should see is that this is a pattern of a man who is not a good man. And honestly is frightening. And if you don't want to believe Taylor's side of the story, Cru is the reason that my dog is dead. And after I broke up with him and he begged for me back and knew it wasn't going to work, I saw how his mask flipped and how he has had 0 remorse. Something that changed my life that I will forever have immense pain for, he has used to taunt me, to try to continue to speak to me. And then when that doesn't work, then the verbal abuse came. So I want you to really think about it. Why does he have such an agenda of proving that Taylor's abusive? You guys are getting fucking played and I'm sick of it. All this is a manifestation of how much he hates himself, turned into obsession and then hatred for women that are better than him.
This woman showed us absolutely no evidence of the claims that she's making, which are pretty harsh. Claiming that someone hates women and even exposing personal information about this person's own child. To me, this woman is a clout chaser and not to be trusted. I bet she was promised something to come out and make that statement, because immediately after making that post, she proceeded to make another TikTok trying to gain notoriety and attention for sticking up for Taylor.
I didn't have a pen and paper. I got to the mic, I'm like, oh, press record. Drive and roll, let the party shoot, please.
That's a pretty wild agenda to push. And then on top of that, some random chick came out with apparent screenshots of Instagram messages between her and Cru, where he states him and Dakota had a plan to make Taylor disappear. He says, hey. The girl replies, hi. Cru says, you single? She says, why are you asking, you psycho? I thought I had you blocked. He says, I guess not. What do you want? She asks. Your help? ? She says, with ... And why would I help you? He says, because it's real good and you could make some big cash. She says, I'm leaving. Bye, Crouton. He says, wait. You want to know a secret about Taylor? We're gonna make her disappear. She says, what the fuck is wrong with you and Dakota? He says, no, ... No, we're not gonna off her. She says, then what do you mean? He says, Dakota and I are gonna make up a real good lie to get her arrested, and she won't ever see Indy or Ocean again. Tate's in on it as well. We going and either make her off herself or we'll just get her arrested. Either way, she's not gonna be around for long. The girl says, you're a psychopath. Goodbye. You're going to be blocked. First of all, these could easily be doctored, and I assume that they are, because why the hell would he say something that explicit on messages that could easily be screenshotted and shared? Like, come on, guys, let's be fucking for real. Another fishy little detail is that after these so-called messages were posted, Taylor posted a TikTok showing a random vehicle hanging outside her house in an apparent stalking type situation, and is now trying to charge Cru with stalking. these things coming together at once only proves to me further that ABC is putting in real work to take these men down. And once they can get a few women willing to take them down with them, then Dakota, Tate, and Cru are basically fucked. Unless they have us rallying behind them. This is literally not a joke either. I am very serious about these big companies potentially doing something to Dakota, Tate, or Cru. And if you think that company executives won't go that far to protect their billions, then you've probably never heard of the story of multiple eBay executives plotting to terrorize and threaten death towards a couple who ran a newsletter. Let's go over that story together because this shit just gets crazier and crazier. Couple harassed with live bugs and bloody pig masks settles eBay lawsuit. A Massachusetts couple settled a lawsuit after eBay employees carried out a cyber stalking and harassment campaign triggered by an online newsletter critical of the e-commerce company. The Steiners filed the lawsuit in Boston federal court in July 2021, accusing eBay and its employees of a coordinated effort to intimidate, threaten to kill, torture, terrorize, stalk, and silence them by sending disturbing and threatening packages to their home, according to court documents. The married couple runs E-Commerce Bites, an online newsletter that published coverage of eBay executives allegedly viewed as negative or critical. The lawsuit claims executive leaders directed at least 7 employees to stop the Steiners from further publishing, with 2 leaders allegedly telling them, "I want to see ashes as long as it takes, whatever it takes." The harassment that ensued was described as horrific, vicious, and sickening conduct and led to criminal charges against 6 former employees. A 7th employee was separately charged. Most of the defendants pleaded guilty to charges including conspiracy and cyberstalking and were sentenced to prison terms or home confinement. One executive, described as the ringleader by the Department of Justice, received 57 months in federal prison. The employees sent a barrage of bizarre items to the couple's home, including live spiders, cockroaches, a bloody pig mask, a funeral wreath, and a book entitled Grief Diaries: Surviving Loss of a Spouse. I would not sleep for I would literally never sleep again. Pornographic magazines addressed to David Steiner were likewise sent to neighbors' homes, the lawsuit said. They're going as far as getting the neighbors involved to try to make him look like a disgusting pig. These deliveries were accompanied by obscenity-filled graphic online messages, according to the lawsuit, eventually escalating to posting the Steiners' home address and death threats online, along with similar posts to Craigslist inviting the public to the home for non-existent sex parties and yard sales. The stalking came to a head when it moved offline, according to the lawsuit. One employee was accused of driving more than 3,000 miles from California to Massachusetts to help follow the Steiners in a black van and other rental vehicles, circling their neighborhood and tailing them when they left the house. At least 3 of the employees were also accused of attempting to break into the Steiners' garage and install a tracking device on their vehicle. The online retailer's then CEO, Devin Wenig, was accused in court documents of telling another executive to take her down, referring to Ina Steiner. eBay was charged criminally with 6 felony offenses, including stalking and evidence tampering, and agreed to pay a $3 million penalty. And if you really think that ABC won't do something to silence Dakota, Tate, or Cru, then I fear you might be sadly mistaken. Taylor, if you're a Taylor fan, is not safe from these companies either. Because of her actions, she has already cost them millions of dollars. Taylor is unfortunately a prime candidate for an overdose death, and then they can go ahead and make their money back off that storyline, as sick as that sounds. I think what people are failing to realize is that Dakota, Tate, and Cru are not necessarily fighting against Taylor. They're fighting to protect their children from exploitation. Exploitation that also takes their mom's attention away from them. Because no matter what anyone says, being a social media personality is not good for your mental health. Taylor's children deserve the best version of their mom, not a digital footprint that will one day send them to the grave. Garrison Brown from Sister Wives is an incredibly devastating example of this. He killed himself because he could not handle the way his family had fallen apart for the entire world to see, and how the show basically stole his dad from him. One of Garrison's last text messages was sent to a producer of the show. it shows Garrison replying to a picture that was sent, and he says, "I want to hate you for sharing the good times, but I can't. I miss these days." Then, after Garrison took his life, they filmed his funeral as a final act of exploitation to squeeze every last drop that they could out of him.
He's been a big part of my life because he was in my military leadership. I have his tags, so I gave him my tags. And
the billion-dollar company behind that disgusting behavior is TLC, and boy, oh boy, do they have a history of this. John and Kate plus 8 is another perfect example. TLC actually railroaded John and helped push Kate's false narrative that John was abusive and inappropriate with his daughters so that TLC could prevent him from pulling the kids off the show. I'm sure you remember seeing him on the magazines when you'd go to the grocery store with your mom and you're checking out and you're reading them, and it's like, John is a horrible person. Once again, a massive corporation that wasn't willing to give up the money that exploiting children brings in. The companies are clearly more than willing to take down these children's own parents just to stay in control. Now, if you want to make the argument that Taylor doesn't exploit her kids, she has multiple TikTok videos with them posted with their faces, and she used her 2 older kids to first go viral. She would compare her baby son to Stefan Salvatore.
I'm sorry, Steph, but I can't have you following me.
And mom talk really couldn't be a thing without the children. So yeah, I bet you one day in 15 years, some kid will come up to Taylor's son and show him his mom shaking her ass, throwing bar stools, and sleeping with multiple men just so they can bully him. Kids have always been ruthless before this. I'm sure we all experienced some form of bullying during our developmental years. Now, these bullies will have access to all of this material. I seriously worry for these future teenagers. We already see enough teenage suicides every year. Not to mention, Taylor literally just posted a photo of her youngest son crying. Like, sorry, ma'am, where is his privacy? Taylor continuously talks about how hard social media is on her, and yet she subjects her kids to that torture voluntarily. All I'm asking is that you be very careful what you believe on social media. Things are truly never as they seem, and almost everything that comes across your screen has been psychologically engineered to propagate you. What do you guys think about this? Is it obvious to you yet that ABC is behind this extremely public battle between Taylor and Dakota? Can you see the smear campaign forming against Dakota, Tate, and Cru? Which side do you want to be on? Do you support more exploitation for your own personal entertainment? Or do you want to see the end of the exploitation in order to protect the children? Let me know in the comments. It was great talking to you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!